Hey, what's going on? What's the day? Friday? Happy Friday to you. Hope all is fantastic. If you don't already know who I am Shaun Grant. Not to be cocky by saying that, but just in case you're watching this video and you don't really know who I am. So, you're out there like that. So interesting. Life is so very interesting, especially when you're dealing with divine guidance. And I had set my heart on doing this video for acting when all of a sudden everything changed. And so it was like, you need to do a video about relationships. And here's what you're going to call it: the first love, the best love, self-love. And I'm like, oh, damn, I've never got a thing that quick. So that must really means that I need to do this video. So I've taken heed to it, and I didn't shave or anything else or anything like that. So here I am, in as pure of a way as possible. So I'm going to get just right into it. This is straight off the cuff, infiltering, and we'll see where that goes. So getting right into it. The first love, the best love, self-love. And so let's just say you're single. Let's just say you're having issues in relationships and you hadn't found the partner, the person that you feel like is adding to your life, or just adding to your life, because relationships are simple. You just do the math, right? If there's a lot of an addition in a positive way, then it's a great relationship. If there's a lot of subtraction, then you just kind of have to rethink and reevaluate what you're doing from that standpoint. So, yes, if you find that you're having trouble, and I say this, and this is not a shot at anybody, but I just desire to get to the root of the issue. If you're having issues with relationships, you likely don't love yourself enough. Okay? And that can be as raw as you want to put it, because self-love, first love, the best love, the most important love. Self-love is so important as it relates to relationships, because you know why? One or two things are going to happen if you lack self-love. You're going to not find a relationship, and you're going to be single, and you're going to be bitter, and you're going to be complaining. That was more than one that I just gave you. But also, if you don't have a healthy level of self-love, you are going to attract people that are going to use the hell out of you. They will use, abuse, misuse, throw you up and down. You'll say to yourself, how in the world did I ever get to this point? And it's because the world runs on vibration, right? And so when it runs on vibration, it has nothing to do with these bodies, because under all these bodies, we're all the same. We're all one. We're all connected. And by us being connected, people, like, this is what you need to, outside of relationships, in every single area, people pick up the subconscious vibes that you're giving to them. So you know what I do whenever I see somebody random that I don't know, or anybody I do know, I say, I salute the divinity in you, or namaste, or peace, love, and blessings to you. I always say something, because I know that people are consistently picking up the subconscious vibrations that you give them. That's why you feel a certain vibe with someone, and a certain good vibe, positive vibe, and then maybe a not so good vibe with somebody else, because one or two things are happening. Either they're sending you a vibration of fear, or they're sending you a vibration of love. Either way, you always feel it, right? You always feel that no matter what. You just have to attune to it. So getting back to the whole self-love, that's what happens, is you find yourself, if you don't have a healthy self-love, because I'm telling you, if your self-love is not healthy, be by yourself. Learn to be by yourself. Learn to love yourself in such a capacity that anyone else coming in will just be reflecting the love you have within, because that's how it works. You build it in here and you receive it out here, and it will be like a bonus. The most beautiful thing about where I'm at with my relationship now is that it feels like such a bonus. Like it was always really good. But as my self-love grew over time, it just got better and better and better and better and better. And what's amazing is nothing on the outside, maybe a few things here and there, but nothing really changed, right? Nothing really changed from the standpoint of doing drastic things on the external. It was everything inside that became different. And you know what? Like, I can be honest with you. I feel like my wife loves me more now, today, than she ever did. And it's all because I have repeatedly done whatever I can to love myself more. Because if I love myself more and you love yourself more, you can love the entire world in a greater capacity, right? So self-love, like I said, if you're having issues, it gets back to self-love. So you may be thinking, okay, well, you're giving me this. So what else can I do to ensure that I'm going to be in my dream relationship? Okay? No, we're actually not going to drink. Well, still kind of hot. Like I said, right off the cup, caught me with my chamomile. So the first thing we're going to do is just get rid of all the junk. Okay? Get rid of all the junk. And what I mean by junk, as human beings, nobody is an exception. Even if you think you're an exception, you're not an exception. We all have patterns. We all have patterns within our relationships that subject us to exuding certain behaviors out to the rest of the world that run on like this computer program within our subconscious mind. So what that means is if you have, and like I said, I'm just being as open as possible. I see a lot of times on Facebook. I'm not going to call any names, but I mean, there's a multitude of people that I've observed. And it's not just there. This is just an example how people see it. You see people saying stuff like, well, guys ain't shit and girls ain't shit. And girls here only looking for something, or girls over there are only looking for something. This girl is like this because she's from this place, or she does this. Like all that's bullshit. That's your own obstacles within your mind stopping you from seeing the love that is right in front of you. Give you a newsflash. Everybody's a hot mess. Everybody is a hot mess. The people who try to act like they're not a hot mess are usually the hottest messes of all. That's just how it is. Nobody comes without baggage. But what real love allows you to do, and it's cultivated through self-love, what this allows you to do is it allows you to see through that crap. Because nobody, absolutely nobody is tongue-tied. Nobody is ever the decisions they make. The decisions they've made have only been conducive to the state that they were in at the time. So if you have a shitty boyfriend, chances are you're probably going to be in a shitty state and do some shitty stuff, which creates baggage, which we like I said, we all have it. Like trying to find somebody without baggage, you're going to be really upset because it just doesn't happen. That's what makes us individuals. That's what makes us unique. The stuff that we rise up out of to become the amazing beings that we are. Okay? So, where was I? Oh yeah, getting back to the idea. Get rid of the junk. Get rid of the junk, because if you get rid of the baggage, right? All that judgment, all those blinders that say this person is this person's like this person's like that, all that shit is like a windshield wiper wiped away. It cleans it. And so instead of having dirt all over your screen, you got a clear picture. And like, this is so amazing because I'll give you a perfect example of how this can unfold in your life. You know someone and you know this person to be this, to be that. to have done like all this other crap and whatnot. Like you view them in a certain way is what I'm trying to say. And you don't see that person for a lot of years. And you've done some inner work. You've loved yourself even more. And this other person has really done some inner work. And you see that individual and all of a sudden you are just drawn. You're drawn to that individual because guess what? The love is present. Since all of the junk has gone away and all of the other stuff that you've been trying to visualize and see in this person is not presently there, you can see them for what they are, and that is love. It's everybody's love. Like we're all God in action. We're all God in manifestation, which God is love. You know, whether you believe in God or not, you're love. You are. Just that's how it is. And so that's what you see. That's why you're not hung up on thinking that, you know, she has to be this way or he has to be this way or he has this going. Like that's what tends to happen. So get rid of the junk. And the easiest way to get rid of the junk is just to meditate. Meditate. Sit there in silence. Forgive yourself. Forgive all the stuff that has happened. Just even if you can't even think about stuff, sit there in silence over and over. You don't even have to do the fingers or anything. Just sit, say peace. 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 And then after a few minutes, say love. 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 And watch the letters run through your mind as your eyes are closed. And just sit there with that. And watch how all that stuff just kind of comes up. Rises to the top. Rises to the top. Rises out. And then you release it. Right? You have a good cry or, you know, a tummy ache or, I mean, sometimes it can get as bad as diarrhea. But, you know, it just explodes. No pun intended, it explodes. No, it just releases itself from your being. You're not carrying it anymore. And you feel lighter. And that's a sign that love is present. You feel lighter. So, if nothing else, start with the meditation. 2 words. Peace. Love. Even one better. Louise Hay. Rest in heaven, wherever you are. She came up with the most amazing affirmation that you can say over and over. And I guarantee you, if you take, let's say at least 15 minutes a day, more if you can, definitely more if you can, and you sit there with your eyes closed and you say, I love and approve of myself. And you say that to yourself and you feel it as you say it, I guarantee you, you will reach the highest pinnacle of self-love that you possibly can. Because love casts out all the stuff that is not in congruence with it. That's why you hear me hashtagging. You see me hashtagging choose love. You see me saying hashtag love on everything because I desire to create a complete state of love in everything I do. I choose love in everything I do. The error. I'm like all over the place. The affirmation that I say, or the mantra that I say every morning is divine love operate and govern my life in every way possible under grace and perfect ways. And I say that like 3 times and I feel it and I know I'm operating in divine love. I don't judge. I salute the divinity in everybody. Like, you know, I'm a walking, moving, operating space of love. And that, for all you people who are struggling in a relationship or don't have a relationship, that takes you to the level to where everybody loves you because love has this way of making your magnetism expand. Your aura expands and people notice you. You don't even have to do anything outside. You ain't got to dress crazy like some hobo like I got, or, you know, with all these different mantra beads and like this bandana on your head. No, none of that. That's all for show. No, it actually comes from within and people see your heart. I think one of the most amazing compliments I've heard countless times over my life. It hadn't been my big muscles. It hadn't been my bulging shoulders. It hadn't been any of that. It's been, you've got a really good heart. And what that means is that I'm radiating love to everybody. And that's how we all should live. And when you live that way, you find that your relationships prosper like almost in an automatic way. They become easy. And that's important to make sure that they're easy, right? Okay, so we've gotten rid of the baggage. We've taken care of that. The next thing that you can do to cultivate self-love. The next thing that you can do to cultivate self-love is love yourself. Start setting boundaries. Start feeding your mind with the idea that although people may not be perfect, love is perfect. And love can only exist in the imperfection of individuals, right? And because I really want this to hit home. And the only way I can get this to really hit home is to tell you this. And whether you're ready to believe me or not, it's true. So it's working in your life. If it hurts, that's good. That means something's coming up. But whenever you look at somebody and you judge something about them, no matter what it is, you're judging yourself internally, right? You're just judging yourself. And this is why judgment is like drinking poison. Because you think you're judging the person, seemingly outside of you, because nobody is really outside of us. But you think you're judging that person, and all you're really doing is judging yourself, because the world is just an outpicturing of what we have within. So if people are pissing you off and people are being mean to you, you're the problem. That's hard to accept, but that's the truth. You are the problem if you're having outside issues. Like, I experienced this a long time with finance. I always thought because I wasn't getting enough opportunity and nobody didn't want to see me shine and blah, 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 blah. No, I was the issue. I was the one radiating the issues that was manifesting the financial issues. And it was, once again, back to self-love. Self-love kind of heals everything. Not just relationships, but it heals everything. And that becomes this opportunity for you to really dive into this and transform your life completely with a simple concept, man. Just choose love in everything. Love yourself, right? Be on top of everything that is not in direct correlation to the love that you have within. And what's amazing is when this starts to, when the ball starts to get rolling, it creates sort of an avalanche. And you find that stuff that you would once put up with because you were so worried about what other people thought, you don't do it anymore, right? You don't do it anymore. For the longest time, I was an on and off drinker. It was really bad when I was younger, but it was on and off. And I knew in my heart that it was something that the God in me was really trying to get me away from, right? Alcohol and me in my life is not something that makes a good match, no matter what. So I began to pray to help me just basically relinquish it from my life, or release it. Not relinquish, because relinquishing is violent, but I just wanted to release it because I knew in my heart that it was not serving me in a way that was conducive to me living my very best life. And so what I wound up doing is I just started to love myself. I started to love the area of myself that would cause me to drink, right? And we're getting back to people pleasing. There was an area of my life that wanted approval so bad that when I didn't get it, I would have to self-sabotage because it was the end of the world. It was rejection, complete rejection, that made my world crumble. And I couldn't take it. So I had to figure out, how do I deal? How do I deal with this? How do I make this right? And I turned to drinking. But I knew in my heart that drinking would never allow me to reach the highest points of my life, because every time I would get up there on that ladder on the top rung, reaching for that belt like in WWE, somebody would just kick the bottom out from right underneath me. That would be alcohol. Kick the bottom right in and out, and I would fall, bam, right on my back. And the crazy thing is, I wouldn't just be hungover for one day. I would be hungover for like 2 or 3 days. Like, not really like truly hungover, but experiencing the effects of drinking. So it was just like Spirit was really driving it home that I needed to just alleviate that completely. So my point is if you find stuff that's not conducive to you being your very best in a relationship, just being your very best for you, you got to get rid of that. And that's what self-love does. Self-love kind of zeroes in and it magnifies the things in your life that, and this is what meditation does as well. It's a really great tool. It magnifies the things that need to leave your life, right? It shows you what is no longer serving you. And so one thing I want to get back to, and this is the kind of like the third step. I'm just kind of just going with this, so bear with me. But something that just popped up. The mental aspect of the realization that we're creating our own problems. We're either creating our own problems or we're creating our own solutions. If you can accept that wholeheartedly without blame, but with full acceptance and responsibility, you're already on the winning track. Because when you know that you are the reason, you can fix it. You can fix it all together. You can fix it. And the one way to fix it is through forgiveness. Forgive everything and everybody, even the bad girlfriend, boyfriend who brought you through hell. Forgive. Forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness, I think, is rooted. There's a term, I forget which culture it's from, but it says to make right. To make right again, right? To make right again feelings, to give to yourself, to offer you a new beginning. That's what forgiveness is for. So forgive any and everybody you can think of. You go down to meditation, start just forgiving and releasing. And you know what? If it doesn't work immediately, Jesus said 70 times 7. That's 490 times that you are to forgive anybody that you have seemingly felt like has done you wrong, because the truth of the matter is you played a part in that. That person came into your life to teach you. So accept it. It was a gift. It has made you the person you are today, a great, wonderful, fantastic individual who deserves true love. First and foremost, deserves the first love, the best love, self-love. Okay? So forgive. Because forgiveness is number 3, right? And yes, the mental aspect of it. Understand, once again, we create our own problems. We create our own mental blocks. In harmony without means in harmony within. Okay? In harmony, injustice without means in harmony and justice within. So what does that mean? That means get right within first, and the shit outside you will solve itself. You know? If you're manifesting a certain type of person into your life, there's a pattern within you that causes that same person in a different body to come in. So this unfolded for me a bunch of times where I begin to manifest, somebody who, or just a lot of different partners that were emotionally distant. Well, it wasn't until I got to a place where I had to realize, oh shit, I'm emotionally distant. I don't like to communicate. But how amazing is God and the universe and God in me? He sends me a wife that just communicates about everything. And now it's helped me to be communicative, if that's a word. It helps me to be, so strong in communicating because my wife communicates with everything. She wants to talk about everything. She wants to hash it out. And that is amazing because that's exactly what I needed to bring out of me. And now I realize communication is a part of my purpose. I'm sitting here talking to you on a video, about communicating self-love to help you with your relationships. And so, but the point is, I was in a place where I thought the other people that I were manifesting and attracting into my life were the issue, but I was the issue. And it's a matter of fixing your own issues, because if you don't fix your own issues, you bring in a person who has the same issues. I took a year off from dating and just being involved in all this other stuff to really put myself into the frame of mind where I wasn't a detriment to my own self. And yeah, I still had work to do. I wasn't perfect, but I was ready enough in a place to be in a position to be with somebody without, deciding I needed to blow it up when they started to do something I didn't like, right? So once again, outside in harmony means, in harmony without means in harmony within. But if you have harmony without, it's harmony within. So instead of trying to take control of the situation outside, go within. Ask your inner guidance, what needs to change here? What needs to change within me? Because when you change yourself, I don't know why the universe is set up like this, but when you change yourself, everything outside you changes. It's the most amazing thing, and it never fails. When you start getting right within, everything outside of you gets right. And it's just that simple. Okay? Just that simple. So, once again, be vigilant when it comes to the idea of observing everything happening outside of you, right? Because I know I sound like a broken record, but this is so important because this helps you to understand what type of vibrations you're giving out, what type of thoughts and feelings you're predominantly feeling, right? If you have volatile partners, chances are you're volatile. Look in the mirror, release that anger, see how it's played a part in helping you, and then move away from it. Because if not, you're just going to go through the same cycle, and then you're going to get bitter, and then you're going to be resentful. And then these are things that cause so many different health issues and problems that you don't really need. Nobody needs, because we all deserve to live in perfect health. But just keep that in mind. Remember that the outside is showing you what's really going on within. And it's important to really, really hone in on that and make it right. Make it right. Okay? So, pulling up here, I think on the last one, I've been here long enough. It's almost 30 minutes, but this has been fun. I hope you can, actually, I know you'll be able to get something from it if you can watch it all the way through. But I'm going to wrap it up here in just a bit. And so, the last aspect of self-love, and we've talked about it slightly just a bit, non-judgment. Okay? Non-judgment. Non-judgment on yourself, non-judgment on everybody else, non-judgment on everything, right? And the universe has this Martin Lawrence type sense of humor. So the moment you say you're not judging, something comes by that has every single aspect of it for you to judge, and you want to judge it so bad, but you can't, because you've already made the pledge to not be in judgment. And here's why. A lot of people don't know this, but when you're not judging, your energy expands through the roof. I pride myself on non-judgment. If I even feel like judgment's about to come up, I'm just going to say, I send you love and peace. And immediately the judgment goes away. But I pride myself on not judging people. And what I've noticed is that at night, I don't even really have to be tired. What's crazy is I have to meditate myself to sleep, if that makes sense, because I just have energy. And it's not from coffee. It's not from anything other than, and I know this, it's just from not judging, not complaining, not trying to force in chokehold situations. Everybody would be a whole lot happier in life and in relationships if they just released, they took the path of non-resistance. I'm not saying be a punk and be a doormat, but understand, okay, what's the path of non-resistance? and go with it, and everybody's happy. And you realize the less you experience anger, the less you experience resentment, the less you try to control things, the more energy you have to be creative and do all the other stuff that you love doing. It's amazing how that's worked for me. Like, I will wake up very early in the morning. It will be 1 a.m., 1:30 in the morning, and I still have like energy. And what's amazing is I sit, and I'm usually like writing in my notebook at that time or reading, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I could probably stay awake for 24 hours. I could probably stay awake for 24 hours and not have any problem. Now, I wouldn't do that because I understand that my body has to recover from working out and it has to repair itself. But I have more than enough energy now to do that because of non-judgment, right? And so I want to kind of tie this in a bow with relationships. When you're non-judgmental in your relationship, you will have the very best partner ever. But you first have to be non-judgmental with yourself. So if there's something about you don't like, get in the mirror and love it. Get in the mirror and say you love it until you feel you truly love it, because it's a manifestation of the divine. You are a complete manifestation of the divine. If your nose is too big, or your teeth are too crooked, or your head's too big, or your hair is jacked up, or whatever it is, that's all judgment, right? Even me saying that is a judgment. So how do I get back into a place of love? Just say, you know what? I accept you. Look in the mirror. I accept you. I love you for who you are. I love you for who you've been in this lifetime. And I accept you completely. And once again, everything starts to feel lighter. Because instead of, pushing with the judgment, straining, you're saying, love. And that love for yourself and eventually for everyone outside of you and who you get involved with, it is the key. It is the key to raising you to a new level of experience in your relationships. Relationships don't have to be hard. You know, people say, marriage is hard. Bullshit. Marriage is not hard. People make marriage hard because they come in with these expectations and they start thinking all this shit in their minds about how it should be, and it fucks everything up. Excuse my French, but that's just how it is. It's just how it is, right? So it never has to be in a place to where you think that it's that hard, because it's not. It's not. Nothing is hard until we decide. See, we always have to make a decision about something. We attach meaning to everything, right? We attach meaning to everything. That's the cause of all the problems that we have, is that we're attaching some kind of meaning to it. So how do we get rid of that? Don't attach meaning to it. Just accept. Just accept what is. Look at yourself. Start recognizing how beautiful you are. Start recognizing like how amazing you are to have this life, to be breathing right now, to have the opportunity to do anything you choose to do. And if you live in the Western world, I mean, you got so much stuff around you to be thankful for. Start focusing on that. Release that judgment. I'm telling you, it's one of the most powerful ones. Release that judgment. And remember, the best love, first love, self-love. Keep that at the forefront. Build your self-love. And I promise you, not only in relationships, but in every other area of your life, you will be happy. I can guarantee you that. I don't know how it would look, but I can guarantee you will be happy when your level of self-love rises and rises and rises and continues to rise. Because that's what it comes down to, loving yourself. 34 minutes, 25 seconds. It's been real. Guys, thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Take care.